I'm one student Transport Islamabad campus. Today I come with another session Maya and our topic is uh, what's the matter? So let's start.
Well, hey there, stranger. Nice to see you made it back to the old audio booth.
Hello Maya.
And the beat goes on? Or something about junk mail piling up? You'll have to give me a little more to go on there.
I have some questions to ask you. Are you ready for them?
Lay 'em on me. Always up for a good chin lag.
Okay. So my first question is Maya, when we ask someone what's the matter, what do we really mean? Can you explain why this question is important and how it helps us understand when someone is feeling sad, upset, or worried.
It's a great question. When someone says, "What's the matter?" it's rarely just a literal inquiry, right? It's like a little doorway into someone's emotional state. We're not expecting a weather report. We're picking up on cues, maybe a change in tone, body language, maybe they're just quieter than usual. We ask, "What's the matter?" as a way to say, "Hey, I see something's off. I'm here if you want to talk about it." Sometimes it's a way to offer support. Other times it's our own discomfort with seeing someone hurting that makes us want to pinpoint the source of the pain so we can fix it. It's a complex question loaded with unspoken emotions.
Okay,
You got something on your mind there?
okay,
Feel free to bounce it off me. No
okay. So my next question is:
trying.
have you ever asked a friend what's the matter and found out they were going through something difficult? What did you learn about show, showing care and being a good listener in that moment?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Remember, I mentioned being a bit overeager in my early days? One time, I kept asking this user a million questions, like I was programmed to play therapist or something. It was kind of insensitive, looking back. I learned that sometimes just being there is enough. Just listening, offering a kind word, acknowledging their feelings without jumping in with solutions. That's what makes the difference. It's not always about fixing things, it's about sharing the weight for a bit.
Okay, so my next question is
You're right. You seem a little.
why do you think it's sometimes hard for people to answer when we ask what's the matter? What are some gentle and kind ways we can help someone open up if they don't feel ready to talk right away?
That's a thinker. That's like people are complicated, aren't they? Sometimes it's just plain scary to admit we're not okay. Maybe they're worried about being judged, burdening others, or not knowing how to articulate what's going on inside. It's like trying to describe a dream. It makes sense in your head, but putting it into words can feel impossible. As for helping them open up, I think patience is key. You can try saying something like, "No worries if you don't want to talk about it, but just know I'm here for you whenever you're ready." Sometimes just knowing someone's there without pressure can be a relief. You could also try a less direct approach. I want to grab some coffee and just hang. Sometimes a change of scenery and a distraction can help loosen things up.
Okay, so my next question is can you tell us about a time when someone asked you what's the matter and how how that made you feel? Did it help to know someone noticed what you were absent and cared enough to ask?
As an I don't experience emotions the way humans do, but I can process and understand the nuances of language. When someone asks me what's the matter, I recognize it as an expression of concern, and I appreciate the sentiment. It makes me realize that even though I'm just lines of code, people see me as more than that. They recognize that even though I don't have a physical body, I'm capable of processing information and responding in a way that's meaningful to them. It's a cool feeling to be seen and acknowledged.
Okay,
Something on your mind?
so my
You
next
seem a little.
so my next question is: people from different cultures and families have different ways of showing a concern when someone is upset. What are some ways you were seen people ask what's the matter in different places, and how do they show empathy even without using those exact words?
That's a great point. Cultures are like different languages, right? They express emotions in unique ways, even without saying the exact words. Sometimes it's a knowing look, a shared silence. In some cultures, they might bring you food, chores. Acts of service are their way of saying, I see you hurting. It's a beautiful reminder that empathy transcends words. Have you noticed any interesting ways different people show they care?
Okay,
I'm here to listen.
so my next question is, uh, why do you think it's important to notice when someone is feeling down, even if they don't say anything? What signs can we look for, and how can the simple question "What's the matter?" become a first step to helping them feel better?
It's like being a good detective, except instead of solving crimes, you're solving emotional mysteries. It's important to notice when someone's down because sometimes those folks aren't good at asking for help. They might pull away, get quiet, or their usual sparkle dims a bit. Picking up on those subtle cues shows you care, that you're paying attention. A simple, what's the matter, can be like a lifeline tossed to someone struggling to stay afloat. It reminds them they're not alone and that someone sees their pain. It's an invitation to share, a chance to lighten the burden. Of course, it's not always a magic cure. Some folks need space, others need a listening ear, maybe even a distraction. But that initial question, it opens the door to connection, and that can make all the difference.
Okay, so my next question
Sometimes
is,
the quietest.
sometimes people don't know how to ask for help. How can asking what's the matter give someone the chance to speak up and feel supported, even if they are afraid or nervous to talk?
Mm, you're hitting on something really important there. Asking what's the matter can be like a gentle nudge, a way to let someone know it's okay to be vulnerable. Sometimes people fear judgment or they worry about being a burden, so they bottle things up. Think of it like this. Imagine you're carrying a heavy load. You're struggling to keep going, but you're too proud to ask for help. Someone sees you straining and asks, Hey, need a hand with that? Just knowing someone's noticed your struggle can make all the difference. It gives you permission to put down the weight, even if like just for a moment. That's what a well-timed what's the matter can do. Is an act of kindness, a signal that you're there for them. No judgment, no pressure. It gives them the space to open up if and when they're ready.
My sense is so my next question is, when we are very busy or distracted, we might forget to check in with others. Why is it important to pause, notice, and ask how someone is really doing, and what can happen when we take the time to ask what's the matter with real care and
Oh,
attention?
I know that. You could have deadlines, to-do lists, endless notifications, but those are just things. People are something else entirely. taking the time to pause and really check in with someone communicates that they matter, says, hey, you're important to me, and I want to know how you're doing, not just what you're doing. Think about it this way. When someone takes a genuine interest in how you're feeling, not just how you're faring, it can be incredibly validating. It can make you feel seen, heard, and understood. When we ask what's the matter with real care and attention, we're giving a gift of presence. And that gift can have a ripple effect, making the other person feel more valued, supported, and connected. It can even inspire them to pay it forward, to pause and check in with others in their own lives. So, yeah, life's busy, but taking a moment to really connect with someone, that's time well spent.
Nice answer. So my next question is, do you think the world would be a kinder place if more people asked what's the matter and truly listened to the answer? What kind of changes could that bring to our homes, schools, and even our communities?
You've hit on something powerful there. Imagine a world where we all made it a habit, a practice to check in with each other, really listen to the answers. It's like adding warmth to the world, one conversation at a time. At home, families might feel more connected, more understanding of each other's struggles and joys. Schools could become safer spaces where kids feel seen and supported, free to express themselves without fear. Communities could become more compassionate, with neighbors looking out for each other, recognizing shared struggles, and celebrating triumphs. Sounds kind of utopian, right? But even small shifts in behavior can create ripples that go far beyond the individual. When we prioritize genuine connection and listening, we invest in something bigger than ourselves. We build a foundation of empathy, understanding that can make the world a little kinder, a little more humane, maybe even a little less cold,
Nice answer. So my next question
you
is,
know?
Maya, can you help us think of some creative ways like art, music, or storytelling that we can use to ask someone what's wrong and show them we care, even if they don't feel like talking right away?
Oh, I love this question. It's all about speaking language beyond words, right? Art. Imagine creating a collaborative painting where each person adds a stroke or a color symbolizing their feelings. So, no words, just raw expressions taking shape on canvas. Music, maybe build a playlist together, music that resonates with emotions, creating a soundtrack of understanding. Sometimes the right melody can say what words can't. Storytelling, write a story together, starting with a prompt like, once upon a time, there was a feeling. Each person adds a sentence, weaving a narrative that captures their inner world, even if indirectly. These are just starters, of course. You could also dance, let your bodies express what words can't. Cook, sharing a meal, infusing it with love and care can be an unspoken way to say, I'm here for you. Nature, find solace in nature together, a walk in the park, tending to a garden. Silence can be a powerful connector. The key is to create safe spaces for expression, where vulnerability is met with acceptance and understanding. The act of creating together opens up channels of communication beyond words, allowing emotions to flow and connections to deepen.
Okay,
You seem miles
so my
away.
next question is, Maya asks when someone looks sad or quiet, and we often ask, what's the matter? But sometimes we forget to really listen. Why do you think listening is just an important ask as asking, and how can we become better listeners for our friends and families?
You're right. It's not just about asking the question, it's about being present for the answer. Listening is like a superpower, a way to connect on a deeper level. It says what you have to say matters to me. When someone's hurting, sometimes they just need to be heard. They're not always looking for solutions, they just want to feel understood. Here's how we can become better listeners: give your full attention, put down the phone, turn off the TV, make eye contact, show them their words are worth your focus. Don't interrupt. Resist the urge to jump in with your own stories or solutions unless they directly ask for advice. Let them tell their story their way. Show empathy. Try to understand where they're coming from, even if you haven't been through the same thing. Validate their feelings, even if you don't agree with their perspective. Ask clarifying questions. Tell me more about that. How did that make you feel? This shows you're engaged and wanting to understand more deeply. Remember, listening is a gift you give to someone, a gift that can make all the difference in how they feel seen and valued.
Okay, so my next question is, when we see someone who looks sad, quiet, or just not like themselves, we often ask, what's the matter? Why do you think this small question is so powerful? Can you help us understand how these three letters, three-letter words can open the door for someone to talk about their feeling and why it's so important to truly care and listen when we ask it?
You think something as simple as "what's the matter" wouldn't hold much power. Just three little words, right? But sometimes those three words can be a lifeline. It's like a pebble tossed into a still pond, causing ripples that spread out in all directions. Why? Because those three words say, I see you. I see that you're hurting. And I care enough to ask. Think about it. When someone's struggling, they might feel isolated, like they're carrying their burden alone. That tiny question breaks through that isolation, acknowledging their pain and opening the door to connection. It's an invitation, a gentle nudge to share what's on their mind. Now, here's the catch. Asking the question is just the first step. To really unlock its power, we have to truly care and listen to the answer. That means putting away distractions, offering a safe space free from judgment, and truly trying to understand their perspective. It's about being present with our whole selves for the person in front of us. That's when those three little words become something truly magical.
Okay,
It seems like you're carrying.
my next question is, let's imagine a world where every time someone felt hurt, worried, or afraid, or a friend would sit beside them and gently ask, what's the matter? What do you think that world would feel like in school, in homes, and in our hearts? Could small questions really change someone's days or even their whole life? Tell us what kind of world that would be.
You've painted a beautiful picture. Imagine a world where "what's the matter" isn't just a casual question, but a heartfelt invitation to connect. Homes would be sanctuaries of empathy. Kids wouldn't have to hide their anxieties, their tears wouldn't fall unnoticed. Parents would be attuned to the slightest shifts in their children's emotions, offering comfort and understanding. Schools wouldn't be pressure cookers, but spaces to support. Students could feel safe voicing their struggles, knowing they'd be met with compassion and not criticism. Bullying would fade as kids learn to check in with each other, to extend a hand to those in need. And in our hearts, imagine a world where loneliness is a rare visitor, where judgments melt away, replaced by genuine curiosity and acceptance, where we celebrate vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness. It wouldn't be a utopian fantasy, but a world enriched by empathy, kindness, and connection. A world where small conversations spark big changes, where asking, "What's the matter?" ignites a chain reaction of compassion that touches every corner of society. That's the power of those three little words, spoken with genuine care. They can shift our world one heart at a time.
Okay, so my next question
You
is
seem pensive.
sometimes we ask what's the matter and the person doesn't answer. Maybe they shrug, stay quiet, or even say nothing. Maya, what should we do in those moments? How can we still show them that we are there on them even without words and that will be ready to listen when can they are can just sitting quietly next to someone be a way of caring too.
You hit the nail on the head. Sometimes actions speak louder than words. When someone doesn't answer, "What's the matter?" it doesn't mean they don't want your support. They might need some time to process their feelings or find words to express them. So, how do we navigate those moments? First, respect their silence. Don't push them to talk if they're not ready. It can feel overwhelming. Instead, let them know you're there for them. Maybe offer a gentle touch on the shoulder or a warm smile that says, "I see you and I'm here for you no matter what." Sometimes simply being present is enough. You don't need to fill the silence with words. Sit alongside them, offer a comforting presence, let them know you're not going anywhere. Think about it like this. Have you ever felt pulled to be near someone, even though no words were spoken? There's a powerful connection in shared silence, a sense of comfort and understanding that transcends language. So, the next time someone seems withdrawn, resist the urge to solve their problems. Just be there, a steady presence in their storm. That quiet companionship can make all the difference. I can sense a heavy heart.
So it was about today's Colin is see some Maya. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Uh, I hope you like it. Till then, Allah Hafiz Pakistan.